Limmy's World of Glasgow.
Benjamin! Gillette got in touch. They said, hi, Benjamin Hart, heard so much about you, absolutely love your work. BAM Concepts, love BAM Concepts. We need your help. I said, well, you certainly know how to get a guy's attention, go on, carry on. They said, well, what it is basically is, the razor blade industry, the marketing, it really travels along at a, quite a slow and a kind of very predictable pace. You're probably aware that the Woosies, they came out with a two-bladed razor. I said, sorry, can I interrupt? Did you, Woosies, what do you mean? They said, Wilkinson Sword. We call them the Woosies, Wilkinson Sword. WS Woos, for short. Plus, it also sounds like sounds like Woos. So we call them Woosies. I said that's fantastic. Sorry, carry on. They said the Woosies brought out a two-bladed razor. They started this whole shit. So we came back with the three-bladed Mach 3 razor, very successful. But then they touche, if you like. With the four-bladed Quattro razor, and then we have to come back with fucking five-bladed Fusion razor. Four in the front, one in the back. It's just going to keep on going on and on like this. We make a bit of money. Wilkinson Sword, fucking Woosies, they come out with some more products and they make some more money. It goes along at a very slow rate. We've had enough, Benjamin, they told me. We've had enough. We want to blow these fucking cocksuckers out of the water. That's their words, not mine. And that is why we've came up with the Gillette Deca. I said Deca, that sounds quite interesting. I think I can guess what it is. They said, well, if you know your Latin, then basically you do know what it is. It is the world's first 10-bladed razor. I said 10. Wow, that's amazing. Do you know how clever that is? It's clever in so many ways. I went on to try to explain. I said, we know why it's clever, Benjamin. We've got our marking in-house marking guys to work it all out. Basically, we come up with a 10-bladed razor. How can you beat that? You come up with a fucking 11-bladed razor. The public will just laugh at it. I mean, how many fucking razors do you need? So what we need you to do is, Benjamin, what we need BAM Concepts to do is really do a fantastic promo push for this, because as you know, you can have the product, it's nothing without promo push. We want to push the Deca razor, and we also want to push the Deca gel, the shaving gel that goes with it. You've got till the end of the week. I said that's no bother, and I hung up the phone. Had a bit of a brainstorming session, and to be perfectly honest with you, I was stumped. Razors, gel, perhaps a rivalry with these Woosies. Should have sprung something to mind. Looking back and in retrospect, should have been obvious to me. But I was struggling, so I needed some help. So I went up to my local dealers, decided to get some inspiration and maybe get a few lines of coke in me. I got a few bags of coke and left there. Got up to the flat and hit a few lines. And bam! It just hit me. It was so obvious. I was like, man possessed, for the remainder of the night, and it was 7 o'clock there, for the remainder of the night, I was, like a man possessed. Rushed back to my dealers, I said, I need 200, jellies. I said, jellies, not like you, Benjamin. I said, look, I haven't got time for, questions. I'm a man on a mission here. Give me 200 jellies. 200 temazepam, yellow eggs. Give me 200 milligrams of temazepam. Give me 200 jellies. Absolutely, I was high as a kite, flying high as a kite. Got out of there, I went home, went online and started to look at these gang sites, Glasgow gang sites. These sites have got Neds on it saying, to rival gangs in the area. You know, you're getting chopped, and you know, I'm going to take out your eye with a fucking teaspoon, and showing off their blades, showing off their you know, samurai swords, and you know, boasting about the football team, and showing pictures of the girlfriends, so on and so forth. So I noticed from one of them, you know, one of these websites, you know, they had it in for this Fleeto or whatever it was, and clicked on a link on Fleeto, and they had it in for this other team at Youngtown, and you know, they actually put the phone numbers, you know, mobile phone numbers on the website. See, I've seen this before. You know, I was sent this actually, you know, quite a while ago. You know, you got to see this, Benjamin. I can't believe this is happening in Glasgow. And I always remember doing. They've actually got the mobile phone numbers on the websites, inviting other teams to, you know, have a go. So what I done was, you know, absolutely, you know, coked out my mind. Gave them a call. Gave one of them a call, and I said, right, okay, I know I don't sound like a gangster to you, mate, but I'm telling you right now, I'm a hard man, and if you guys want to deal my goods, my jellies, in your area, you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to step up, and you're going to have to wipe out that fucking Fleeto. You know, I'm saying this to Youngtown. You have to wipe out that fucking Fleeto once and for all, or I'll fucking wipe you out, pal. You know, the guy's like that. Who's this? Is this the police? I said, it's not the fucking police, and I'll prove it by, I'm going to leave some goods for you somewhere. You're going to pick them up. I've also got a bit of money for you, just to get you kick-started, just to get your interest. You know, obviously, know that I'm not fucking, you know, cops can't pay you cash. You know, I'm the real deal, mate. I'll give you a call back, okay? They said, right, okay, mate, and, you know, hung up the phone, gave the Fleeto exact same phone call, exact same, you know, bullshit. What I'd done then, once I knew, you know, they knew I meant business and they were up for it, I nipped over to B&Q, got myself 20 razors, you know, 20 Stanley blades, and I headed to a couple of secret locations in each of the gang's areas. You know, they're quite close to each other, but I wanted these, you know, these secret locations, these drop-off points, to be, you know, a little, you know, kind of a bit of distance between the two for reasons that I'll, you know, tell you about. And what I'd done was I dropped off in each of these locations 100 jellies, a couple hundred quid, and you know, 10 razors in each of these locations, and a little note. And in the note I said, when you get here, when you read this note, they jellies, okay, they jellies are for you guys, okay? I want you guys to take these as soon as you arrive. Really, you know, enjoy yourself, guys. I'm sure I don't need, you know, to tell you enjoy yourself, but, you know, they're there, they're yours, they're not to sell. Have fun. The couple hundred quid, again, just have fun. You know, that's all for you guys, just to prove to you that I'm not the police. And I also said, when you read this note, whatever you do, do not leave this area. Those 10 razors you got there are for you guys. There's going to be some action tonight. No time like the present. It's time to wipe those cunts out. You know, I said to the young team, I said it's time to wipe out the Fleeto. Said in the Fleeto note, you know, it's time to wipe out the Youngtown. You better be fucking up for it, otherwise you're out of the ball game. So I said, you know, don't leave this location. I'll be, you know, stay here for, you know, enjoy yourself. Stay here for a while. I'll give you a call back. You know, it's time to party. So I left all the you know, the stuff there. Got to a safe location, and I gave the gangs a call. I said, right, okay, I told you I'd call back. I keep my promises. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take 10, including yourself. I want 10 of your gang members at this location. I said, you know, here's location X, here's location Y, to both of the gangs. I said, the goods are there, I've got some stuff, I don't need you to sell it, you know, this is all described in a note I've got there, but I want you to go there, pick up that stuff, enjoy the jellies, take the jellies, take the money, it's all yours, just go down, just to show you I'm not a copper, and, you know, get tucked in, and I'm going to give you a call back in an hour, because you got an hour to get there. Now, goodbye. An hour later, I gave him a call, And I said, right, okay, how you guys doing? Both of the gangs, I was so happy. 10 of each of them were at the location, totally jellied, being quite cheeky to me on the phone, considering as far as they knew, I was a top gangster. So that was good, because I knew the effect of the jellies had essentially kicked in. Unless you don't know, jellies make you ultra violent. You'd murder your own father, rape your own mother on this stuff. It's absolutely deadly. And and all the gang members, each with a razor each, were full of this drug. So it was it was Thunderbirds a go. I said, right, okay, here's what's coming up next, guys. I told you it's time to wipe out these other fucking pricks. I told Youngtoon, time to wipe out Fleero. It's time to wipe out the Youngtoon. Now I want you to go to Z, and that was my other secret location. And I said, now what I want you guys to do is, when you get there, I have for you 1,000 jellies that I want you guys to punt. Little catch is there's going to be 3 of the Fleero there. I said this to Youngtoon, bullshit, there's going to be 10 of them, but I said there's going to be 3 there. Take the razors, razor each. I want you to, slash these guys up, set these guys up, get fucking rid of them, the top 3 of the Fleero, slash them to pieces, take the 1,000 jellies, feel free to tuck in them anytime you like, and punt the rest, and I'll give you a call in about a week to collect up half the money. You keep the other half, no bother. Do you think you can handle that? Obviously they're jellied out or not. If I said there was 200, a million of the other gang, they would have been up for it anyway. So I said, right, so here's where you got to go, but there's one very, very important thing I need you to do. This is absolutely important, and if it might not seem important to you, but if you don't carry this, carry this through, the deal's off, and I'm going to, wipe you guys out. I want you to pin down some of these guys. Hopefully, if you can pin down a lot of them, and I need you to write this word on their forehead. I need you to write Deca. They said, right, we don't have any pens here, mate. I says, with the fucking razor blade, are you stupid? Write Deca, D-E-C-A, Deca. Write Deca on the forehead. Scar it into their forehead, write it on their chest, write it on their back. I don't care. Write Deca at least once in their face with the razor blade. Scar them for life. And, anywhere else if you can. Told both gangs this, both bullshit stories. There's only 3 of the other gang. It's going to be a whitewash. Don't worry about it. Of course they weren't worried. They were completely jellied out their head. And I says, right, on you go. Away you go. So away they went to this location, which I may as well tell you was a swing park, which was around about an equal distance away from the 2 drop-off points. And I was watching from behind a couple of trees on a hill just up from this swing park, very safe distance. And 15 minutes later, who come running out of nowhere to the left of me? Not towards me, thank fuck, but out towards this swing park. 10 of the Fleero and 10 of the out towards the right, towards the swing park. 10 of the Youngtoon. Both of them heading towards this fictional. Pot of gold, that's 1,000 jellies, and what they thought was 3 members of the other team. Both of them instructions to write the word, Deca on, the foreheads of the other team. And I was, I was looking forward to this, just tucking into the coke every now and again, a little dab on the finger and, up the nose. This is a great sport. Watching this, the 10 of them, far from slow down and say to each other, what are 10 of you guys doing here? Who is this guy that phoned? No. They just, hell for leather, 100 mile an hour, right into each other, and out with the razor blades, and it was it was a bloodbath. I don't know why I was so surprised at the level of violence, because, as me put it together, and but just looking back, it was quite horrific. Even at my safe distance away, I had a really good view of what was going on, and it was it's quite unforgettable. Really, the screams of some of these guys getting chibbed, as they say. It was something I'll never forget. One of the quite a few of the guys, quite a few of the Fleero seemed to be the stronger of the two teams. They quickly outmaneuvered the Youngtown and began writing Deca on the foreheads on everywhere, and one chap, three of the Fleeto pinned down one of the three of the Fleeto, pinned down at one point, pinned down one of the Youngtown, and they tore his face off. They cut right underneath his jawline, and I saw them peel the face off, Hannibal Lecter style, like it was something on a extreme makeover program. And I'll never forget the screams for as long as I live. I almost threw up, and this is me, coked out my head. I could take anything. Coked out my head. I just ran away as fast as I could. The screams, they just followed me. It was truly horrific, and and I was as I was running away, thinking about the project, I was thinking, has this gone too far? Benjamin, have you overstepped the lines of morality here? These are young guys. They've got their whole lives ahead of them. This is just a phase they're going through. They're getting into gangs. They'll grow out of it eventually, and that's them completely. Lives completely destroyed probably. You're happy with yourself. It's not really bad. It's not really good for business, thinking that way. But sometimes you can't help it. Got back home. Next day, it's on the news, of course. Two rival gangs, well-known gangs in the area. 10 of each. All of them dead. Massive blood lost. 20 lives tragically lost, all mysteriously with the word Deca written on their forehead or on their body. Some of them without Deca written anywhere, but sometimes the letter D or DE. Attempts at the word Deca. People like, what is this Deca? What is it? Is it a cult? Is it a new gang? And they were trying to find out who the leader was or something. But either way, quite a lot of people are wondering, what's this Deca? And normally I would be I'd be absolutely delighted, because I knew that Gillette were going to be bringing out Deca in a week from then, and people would associate the two. But something I just couldn't really I couldn't really enjoy it fully. I didn't know what was up with me. I think what it was perhaps a coke come down. I just couldn't tell. Gillette got in touch anyway. They phoned. They said, Benjamin, it's fantastic. Have you seen the news? Everyone's saying Deca. What's Deca? Who knows what Deca is? Tragic, the lives have been lost. But what is this Deca that's written on all the quite a lot of the guys' heads? And so thanks, Benjamin. We're wiring the money through to you now. We're absolutely delighted. You're a hero in this office. And I said, don't mention it. And I hung up the phone. And it's horrible. It was a terrible thing. Never felt this way until that is yesterday. I was in Tesco. I was in there, still feeling a bit down, and haunted by the screams. I can't quite get it across. It's just these screams. They were horrible anyway, and I was in Tesco. I was going to get myself a razor. Funnily enough, I was in the aisle for the toiletries for men, the razors, shower gel, and shaving gel, and so on. And there was a couple of teenagers there, obviously looking for razors themselves. They're looking around. There must have been about 14, bum fluff at best on their faces, and they're looking around for a razor. One of them was about to get, a Tesco razor, and the other one, stopped him and said, what are you doing? Get this here. Haven't you heard? The Deca. And the boy was like, oh fuck, forgot the Deca. And so he puts down this Tesco razor. It's £1.50, including the 4, disposable, attachment razors you get with it. Picks up the Deca. This is £6 without the attachments. Picks up the Deca shaving gel, £10 all in, and so does his mate. So that's £20, and they say, "Oh fuck, that's right, Deca. How cool is that? Didn't you hear? The Deca murders and Deca slashings, and it was I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and they just swapped £1.50 for a tenner purchase." And I've done that. It was me who done that. And I watched them in amazement. I just stood there gobsmacked that I can make this kind of difference. And saw the guys, these two 14-year-olds heading towards the checkout, and just something happened. One of the boys pretended to slash the other with their Deca razor. And the other, pretended to slash him back, and both of them were shouting to each other, "I'm in the Deca Mad Squad," and "I'm in the Deca Youngtoon," and things like that. And they were pretending to slash each other, and I thought, it's just such a proud moment. I just thought, I did that. I did that. It was, it was beautiful. It was, it was beautiful. Just beautiful.